I honestly did not know that one of the most unexpectedly unenjoyable parts of adulthood was going to be having to figure out what to eat every single night for the rest of your life. It's maddening. Motherhood can definitely feel like an endless list of to-dos. I feel like lots of times everywhere I turn, there's like 2 to 3 more things that I realize I need to do. I always joke with my husband that like my brain is queued with like 5 to 10 things that still need to be done. You know, like on Spotify when you're listening to music, you can like put the next song in your queue so it'll come up next. It's like that, but less fun because it's not music. It's like things I need to do. But basically with 4 small kids like I have, I'm constantly looking for ways to simplify my life. I'm constantly looking for ways that I can like answer the difficult things in my life with habits or routines to make them easier. And I have found in the last 2 or 3 years, there's a lot of things that I can automate in my life to make it easier and to like set it up to happen with little or no effort on my part. Okay, the first thing I've set up to automate is products that I use a lot. So I use subscribe and save options for the products that we need often, just to save myself the mental load of having to remember to order them and like the mental load of like when we run out and then we don't have it. So I use Amazon subscribe and save mostly, but there's multiple ways to do this for our house. This is like different cleaning products. It's diapers, it's wipe, it's diaper cream, dog food, and then you can set it up to come on whatever frequency works for you. So usually it'll give you like a suggestion based on how other people will typically do this, but you can sort of find what the frequency works for in your household. I can't tell you how many times I've been like, uh-oh, we only have a few diapers left, and the next day the box of diapers from Amazon subscribe and save come.
It's like magic.
But it also saves money because typically subscribe and save, it will give you a discounted price for subscribing to that product. So I save anywhere from like 5 to 15% on these products that I would be buying anyways, and they're delivered to my home and I don't even need to think about them, which I think is really great. The next thing that I automate in my life is meal planning and like dinner time. I don't know if you know this, but like when you have children, you have to feed them every day, like sometimes multiple times a day. I honestly did not know that one of the most unexpectedly unenjoyable parts of adulthood was going to be having to figure out what to eat every single night for the rest of your life, and that most people in your house were then going to complain about the thing that you chose to feed them. It's maddening. I realized since it was something I was doing every single day, it was something I could automate. Totally shameless plug, but I am gonna have a link in the description box down below to my ebook about meal planning success, which basically walks you through my meal planning routine and how I meal plan, as well as like all the tips and tricks that I have learned through failing and then finally succeeding at meal planning to make it actually successful so that you can actually stick to it. Because I feel like, I don't know if you're like me, but I've unsuccessfully meal planned a lot where I start and I'm like really good about it for a week or 2 and then I kind of like, or even a month or so, and then I kind of fall off the wagon. I finally have found a system where I stick to it. So I have all of that information in the ebook as well as a ton of printables that you can use to plan out your meals, to do a kitchen inventory, plan for the month, plan for the week, all of that sort of stuff. But basically the really condensed version of all the information that's in the ebook is that I sort of pick a routine and I stick to it, and it's the same every single week, which allows me to sort of automate it because everything is the same every single week. I'm not reinventing the wheel every single time. So there's one day when that's the day that I plan the meals. And then the next day is the day where I make the grocery list and I order the groceries. And then the next day is the day that I will prep some foods for the entire week. And then I just rinse and repeat that every single week. I repeat meals a lot. I have systems where like one day a week is a crock pot meal and one day a week is a this meal. And then I also will batch cook things, and I will have freezer meals that I can incorporate as well to sort of just automate the mealtime process so that every night I'm not starting from scratch, and every single week I'm not starting from scratch with my meal planning. I do sort of the same thing with my weekly scheduling. So one thing we have is we have a skylight calendar. This lives in our main living space, and then we actually have a smaller one that my husband keeps in his office because he does not have a smartphone, so this allows him to like add to it. But basically the way that the skylight calendar works is it syncs to any of your online calendars. We use Google Calendar. And so if I add something to my Google Calendar, it's then gonna get added to our skylight calendar. We can have different categories for like family stuff or appointments or whatever. And it's all just sort of condensed down onto one calendar that we use for our whole family. And for my personal weekly schedule, like with meal planning, I kind of just have a system that I rinse and repeat. Now, it's another shameless plug, but I do have my own planner. I'll have that link down below. And the process of my planner is basically that you brain dump at the beginning of every single week all the things that you need to get done, and then you funnel it out so that then you complete it. So, and I just follow this same funnel system every single week, from brain dump to days to like actual blocks of time. And that's how I kind of set up my life to be automated. So like things are getting done and I'm like working things through the system. And so I'll also link a video down below that goes into like full detail of how I schedule my days to like actually get my things done. Next time I automate cleaning my floors. And by that I mean we have a robot vacuum mop. This is one of the best investments I've ever made in my entire life. It's one less thing. You know what I mean? It's one less thing. My floors get disgusting with children, but essentially I just know that at night after I go to bed, this little bad boy is gonna turn on, it's gonna go through, it's gonna clean all the floors, then it's gonna go through and it's gonna mop all the floors, and when I wake up in the morning, my floors are done. Let's talk about automating laundry. Now, I've done this a few different ways. I found with laundry, there's not like one right way. It is just whatever way works for you and your family and your season of life, because I have found that different ways of doing laundry has worked for different seasons of life. I have had seasons of life where I've been so busy that I've literally automated my laundry in the sense that I use a service. I use Poplin. I'll have a link down below that gives you, I think, like your first wash for free or your first, I don't know, $15 off or something. There's a discount code down below. But the way that Poplin works is it's kind of like Instacart for your laundry. You'll say, I want laundry done, I have this many bags, and then there's different like Poplin associates that are near you, and then one of them will be like, cool, I'm coming to get your laundry. They pick it up off your front porch, they take it, they wash it, they fold it, and then they bring it back to you. This is a great way to automate laundry. And what I love is it can be just a one-off thing. If you happen to just like, it gets ahead of you or you're just like really busy or whatever. It has been a great way to, when I get into seasons of my life where I'm just maybe really overwhelmed. I don't want to die, I don't want to die. Where I can automate the process of laundry and like just remove it from my plate. The way that I automate laundry in like my day-to-day life is I wash laundry by person. So every person in my house has their own laundry basket, and when laundry goes into the wash, it's just laundry from one person. So like I'm literally right now in the dryer is all the laundry just for my newborn. And so I have gotten rid of the step of having to sort laundry when it's dry. I can just pull all of that laundry out of that dryer, and I know it just goes right into Opal's room, and I don't need to worry about getting it to other people's rooms. Automating your bedtime and morning routine. And what I mean by this is basically just having a routine that you do in the morning and a routine that you do at bedtime. It eliminates the step of having to think about it. So for me, a big one is morning. I've talked a lot about developing morning routines in videos down below. I have an entire ebook. I feel like all I'm doing is shamelessly plugging my stuff in this video, which was not the point of this video. Clearly, this is the topic that I'm quite passionate about. Anyways, I have an entire ebook all about how to become a morning person. If you ever thought you couldn't be a morning person, you can't do it, I'm just a night owl, whatever, blah, 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 you can. You can be a morning person if you really want to. Your morning needs to be planned ahead of time. You can't just like wake up early just to wake up early. You know, like wander around, you're not really sure what you're supposed to do with this extra time. You need to have a set plan that you know that you're doing when you wake up, especially in those first 15 minutes when you're kind of just groggy and you're not waking up all of the way. So for me, I literally have like 5 steps or so that I do first thing when I wake up. Like I get out of bed, I immediately walk down the hallway, I go into the bathroom, I switch the laundry. So if something's in the wash, I put it up in the dryer. If it's in the dryer, I take it out. I wash my face and brush my teeth. I head downstairs, I turn on the coffee machine, and then I gather whatever it is I'm gonna do that day. Some days I'm exercising, some days I'm doing computer work. And then a nighttime routine that is similar, where you kind of have a set of maybe 5 things that you're doing every single night before you go to bed. Basically eliminates like wasting time or sort of, you know, like lollygagging. Are we still using the word lollygagging? I feel like we can. When you do the same things every single day in the same order, it kind of just sets your own brain to autopilot and essentially just automates the process for you. I automate printing off my photos. Back in the day, you know, back in my day, you would take photos and you would take that film to CVS or send it off in the mail, and then you would get the photos back and actually have them printed out, right? And now you just have 150,000 photos just on your iPhone, you know, 100 photos of your kid in the same position doing the same thing, whatever. We have too many photos. And I was a little stressed about the fact that like I was never printing any of these photos out. I had all these amazing family photos and wasn't printing them, but I did want to have some sort of way to have these photos printed out. And so I've automated that. And the way that I do it is I use chat books. You can make photo books, which obviously you can do anywhere, Shutterfly and like, you know, all of those products. But what I love about chat books is they have something called monthly minis. It's like 10 bucks a month. Maybe it's gone up to 15, inflation, I'm not sure. The way that it works is you log in once a month. It will pull up all of the photos from your camera album that you took just that month. And it will even like help you select what it thinks are the best ones. Or you can just go through and you can click your favorite 30 and then you hit send to print, and then that's it. That's all you do. You're gonna get a book every single month of your best 30 or 50 or 40 or whatever photos from that month. And you know that some of them have been printed out. You know that you've sort of like preserved some of them in that way. We have a whole collection. We're probably on year maybe going on 3 years now of using chatbooks. And it's just like one of those ways to sort of automate, knowing that I'm printing them out and they're sort of being used and being enjoyed and our photos are being preserved in some way besides just like out in the digital world. This is a new one for me that I kind of started this year, but automating my gift giving. I was pregnant with my fourth this year and she was due in September, and we just have like a slew of birthdays like September through December. And I was kind of nervous about not being able to like keep up with the birthdays with newborn life. And so I really started looking into how I could automate gift giving. And I actually have found some really amazing resources that allow you to essentially go in and buy a gift, but then schedule it to be sent later. Now, surprisingly, you can't do this at a lot of places. And I actually have this really great business model that somebody can steal from me if they want, because I probably am not gonna make it happen. Like an Amazon company that allowed you to schedule out all of the gifts that you need to do in 1 year, just from like multitudes of different stores somehow. Just saying, I think that's a jackpot business idea. But I have found some companies that allow you to do it kind of within their company. So Harry and David is one that will allow you to send out gift baskets or like gift boxes, and you can schedule it to go out in the future. 1-800-Flowers will allow you to do it. There's a website called Gift Tree, which has some gift baskets, sort of limited in the choices, but some of them are really great. Shutterfly does personalized gifts, which you can schedule to get sent out at a future date. Sugar Wish is another one, because the way that this one works, it gets sent to the person's email, and then it allows that person to choose gifts inside of like their gift catalog. A lot of gift cards or like e-certificates will allow you to schedule a date in the future. I sometimes will do this for the holidays, and I schedule some in October, like to get sent during Christmas time, just to know that it's not something that I need to worry about in the middle of December when I'm in the thick of crazy Christmas time. But as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, and I will see you all in my next video.